contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got.
For anyone with a bit of a belly, this is pure relief. No more
contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. I don't wanna watch TV. I don't even wanna be with me. I don't wanna do anything. I don't wanna do anything, anything. Well, I got mindless contentment. Yes, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. I know now. I know. I know. Well, I got mindless contentment. Yes, I got mindless contentment. I don't wanna watch TV. I don't even wanna be with me. I don't wanna do anything. I don't wanna do anything. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. What do you got? Well, I got mindless contentment. I know. I know. Well, I know.
I think I know. What's going on, folks? Happy Sunday, I guess. Things could be better, right? Am I right? Cheers to you. I'm just here to yap. I'm filling in for Laura tonight. Though this is by far the worst she'll ever look. Kind of filling in for her, I guess. She told me earlier she wasn't going to stream, so I can't believe it. I don't have no heat on up here. Because we've been fucking keeping the house roasting warm with the fire. Because it's been fucking nips outside, as I'm sure most of you know, depending on where you're located. I just thought I would come on and yap for a little bit. I don't know when the last time I streamed, a couple days ago. Well, I ran some stuff. Maybe I streamed today and yesterday for a bit, but I wasn't yappy. I'm still not sure I am, but it is a pleasant 9 degrees here in West Michigan. Says it feels like -10. The humidity is 80%. I'm a little surprised about that. I felt like, of course, we have a fire going nonstop. Yeah, motherfuckers are saying it's supposed to stay above 0 until Thursday. It said a low of -12 again, 12 below. Jesus. Can't catch a break. That's a long time. We always get chilly up here, and we usually have, a couple nights where it gets below 0. I don't know I can't remember year to year anymore. The last couple of years haven't been bad, year or two before that, we had some pretty low temperatures, but it's usually a literally like maybe a 24, 48, 72-hour thing at the most. But it is going to be right in the lower double digits, right? Single digits for another fucking 7-8 days. So that's my cry fest for the night. I'm sure you guys are all dealing with, like I said, a lot of folks are dealing with, I mean, the only folks that probably haven't really had it too bad through this massive storm is, Southwest, far Southwest. I can't really, like, I watched the, excuse me, I watched the storm chasers, like the tornado guys, quite a bit. If it's really, they have a really wicked chance of seeing some crazy storms. I can't get into watching the fucking winter storm chasers. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've seen the shit for 55 years. But I was trying to find some decent shots of, and there are some good cameras, like one at Dallas early this morning. They were covered in snow. A lot of places down there just covered in snow. But I'm not totally familiar with where that line is of folks that go completely, unable to function when they get I got family from Mississippi, so I know that when they would get an inch or so of snow, everything is shut down because too, you don't have plows down there. They don't have many. I'm sure every state maybe has a couple for whatever, but they don't have teams of them. So I know, like I said, my kid's right outside of D.C. I think Mrs. V talked to him, but I haven't. He told me the other day that he was expecting snow today. Hopefully A Bear got some snow that she's been wanting. Jay, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. A-Golf says it's cold there on the Pacific coast, a brisk 47 degrees. Yeah, see, I should be making Mrs. V read that. I keep telling her, it's like, that's Northern Cal, Oregon winters. Fucking 55 and wet. 45 and wet. Yeah, well, you know how it is here in Michigan, brother. It's been a good winter, which is I was worried, like the last 2 years it was sketchy, like the snow. I still wonder about it because it's like fucking from one extreme to the other, back and forth, like a couple times during the winter now, right? Like we got hit immediately in at the end of maybe it was right around Thanksgiving. The shit started coming, and almost all the way through December it was fucking snowing, and not too bitterly cold like this, but And then it warmed right up, thawed out, literally fucking close to 60-degree temperatures in January. And at the end of December there into January, which was nice because when we went to Maryland, we had really good weather for the drive. But then as soon as we got back, it was around, I think we got back like the 30th or something like that of December. And it went to shit literally that night. And it's fucking kind of been like that. I believe we were, me and Mrs. V and the kid all have, I guess, our different weather that we use. I actually use, even though I can't stand MSM or whatever the fuck it is, I do use it for my local weather because it's like just the station or whatever is literally like 3 miles from me. So I figure that's about as accurate as I can get on the temperature other than having my own gauge outside, which I've never gotten around to. But it was supposedly 20 below, 19 below, Saturday morning. It's like a 35-degree difference. I have not read any news. Like I said, I was trying to watch some cameras. There was a lot of new YouTube cameras up, just people having them outside their house or whatnot in places like Memphis and Nashville. I hope it's not. God, this should tell me if there's any. If it was significant anywheres. Hopefully there wasn't a bunch of power outages in the Deep South. Here's one, the Washington Post. Winter storm slams East Coast. All right, it is showing, I don't know what town this is in. Oxford, Alabama. How's that the East? I guess. Dayton, Ohio. How are they calling that shit?
With this LG OLED from Best
Buy? I thought
Buy.
they were figuring like fucking.
He thinks he's in the Super Bowl.
Over 8.3 million
Virginia
self-lit
North or
pixels.
something.
I get it.
Just the perks of being a pro.
Shop Best Buy for great deals on LG TVs with free installation.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Dayton's a little farther south. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where that fucking line is of people used to getting at least a blast of winter, even though they might not get it like I do here. Hey, now that's pretty cool. They had a video clip of all kinds of kids sledding down Capitol Hill. I like that. I did not know that they would be allowed to do that. Surprised. Aren't kids terrorists? I see a lot of brown kids out there. All right, I'll stop with that shit. I don't see any places with like major power outages, but doesn't mean they didn't occur someplace. Got more doctors claiming that Trump had had a stroke at one point. Probably whenever he disappeared for a few days. Trump says his administration is reviewing everything about the Minneapolis shooting. Oh, good. That's a relief. That's a relief. I've had a hard time speaking. I don't think I spent any time on the Renee Good murder, and it wasn't because I don't care. It's I don't know what I can possibly add. It's the internet's, I feel a little fucked up sometimes, even though what difference it makes, I don't know. The internet's already fucking viral with this shit, and not in a positive, not in a good way at all. Like that's gonna fucking help anything. So, and I mean, it just it just is clear that ICE agents are not civil law enforcement. They don't have the training. They don't have the temperament, which is almost a little bit weird to say. You would think at that level they would be, more in tuned and prepared for anything, but I guess not. Yeah, so I just thought I would get on. I have nothing else going. Keeping an eye on the Seattle Rams game. I was cheering for Mighty's Broncos, even though Mighty is a Seattle fan, and that doesn't normally work for me, being a Niners diehard. But I am rooting for the Seahawks, and then hopefully they will annihilate the Patriots. But that Patriots quarterback, and I know some of you guys aren't into fucking football, but that Patriots quarterback is a youngster. He is the second youngest under Marino to go to the Super Bowl, to start in the Super Bowl. Oh, that's done already? Jeez. All right. Thought there was a live protest feed for a minute from Minneapolis, but it looks like things are all chill there tonight. Probably more ways than one. Ted, cheers to you. B, what's up, sister? I am sitting here running my gob, which I do. Can you imagine? It always blows my mind. 45 minutes ago, I was sitting here going, fuck, what am I? Gotta fucking stream. I need to stream. It's what keeps me sane, but it's like a fucking, like I need 2 fucking bulldozers to push my ass up here. It's just, it's exhausting. I couldn't come up with a poll question because I just want to keep fucking hammered down on when is Trump going to fucking invoke the Insurrection Act or declare martial law. Suppose maybe he wants to disarm everyone first, huh? Maybe, I don't know if I should have fucking my stream yesterday though. YouTube automatically restricted to 18 and older. I always set my streams for a long time now. When I first started doing it in 2020, I couldn't figure out if I like I was trying to avoid fucking trouble. I didn't give a fuck if they were ad friendly at that time or anything, and I still don't. I always set it to not made for children, or kids or whatever, there's only 3 settings made for kids, and then you don't have a chat or nothing, no comments. Not made for kids, which kind of leaves it up to the user to be honest about their age. And 18 and older, which makes no fucking sense either, right? The only thing that fucking restricting a video to 18 and older does is you can't watch it if you're not signed in. And if, I mean, I don't know. I suppose if some parents may make it, I didn't have to deal with all this shit, really. But I suppose some parents make it, set up a device or within a YouTube account that their kids can get into, and if you have that, and there is family settings for that, as you guys probably know, but maybe then you're not allowed to even click on an 18 or older video. So I don't know what, I didn't even bother looking. I just assumed it was because of my fucking stream title. I changed it a few times, but one time I had it that the ICE unalived a dude, and because it wouldn't fucking post in the White House chat because I had something that ICE murdered another citizen, maybe it was. Maybe you can't put murder in your fucking titles. Yeah, baby, the Seahawks are getting it. Wow. How are they the number one? They were the number 1 seed in the NFC. That's amazing. Looks like they're going to start walking away with this game. Ted says, funny how the Second Amendment nuts screamed about their rights when the Dems were in charge. When the shoe's on the other foot, it's, oh, never mind. Yeah, Ted, I wanted to go, that's what I was getting ready to say, brother. I don't know if you were feeling that from me or what, but, you know, growing up here in West Michigan, it's like, I was never a gun humper, or, you know, I'm still not. It was like, I told some chuds earlier, I'm like, you know, we didn't obsess over guns. It was just part of our everyday lives. And, you know, especially in the 70s, right? Growing up and living outside of town. I mean, I've said before, I think it was right before I turned 16 and got my driver's license. You could carry your fucking gun to, you know, to school in the back of your fucking, my stepdad in the late 70s, he always had a shotgun mounted on a rack right in his fucking, in the back window of the truck, the pickup truck. And it's not like I advocate for that shit, but that's like, we didn't fucking, it's a whole different scene now with, and I feel like there's a lot of people, you know, Gen Xers that are getting a boner from it too. Like maybe I don't know where they grew up, and maybe it's always been like, but I don't feel like folks in the Midwest, and that's a huge area to me. It all right, like it's when you say Midwest, that's like saying America. It's so diverse. So it was just, we didn't get a fucking boner on having all these insane guns. You know, my stepdad had, you know, a number of them, not probably no more than 6 or something, which I don't think is all that excessive. It's more than what I have or need, but yeah. So a lot of you guys know I've always never shied away from saying I support American citizens having guns of some sort, right? I don't know, like, I wish, and I've also said, I wish we could be at a place or get to a point where none of us would feel like we needed them. I would never want to discourage people from or I would never want to see folks who want to continue to hunt, even if we never needed to again. I would, whatever. Like, I love having freedoms, and to me, that's kind of a minor thing. Like, I don't really get off on hunting. I don't mind fishing, but I'm totally not against it. I mean, everybody, way majority of my friends, family hunt. So yeah, it was Jesus, Ted. Now you're gonna force me to go ahead and speak my piece on this shooting thing. I don't think what the guy did was wrong at all. He was legal to carry his gun there, right? It's clear he was not looking to use his weapon on those agents whatsoever. I don't understand it. It's like, I totally fucking was, my mind was blown by all the fucking Proud Boys and these idiots that made it a point to go into the streets with ARs and shit because they could. And it's like, I get that they have the right to do that, but these assault rifles is something that I am against just so many fucking citizens owning, right? But so I've always said it's just not necessary. I don't see why it's necessary. He had the right to carry his gun. I can't judge him because I don't know what why he thought it was important to carry it with him, unless it was just a habit, which absolutely could be. A lot of people are like that. I have people close to me that it's like fucking putting their pants on, right? I don't have a problem with that. It's, I just don't understand. I mean, especially if you're going into someplace that is possibly volatile. Still, I want to be clear, it's not the victim's fault that he was disarmed and then assassinated, executed after he was disarmed, safely disarmed. So and never reaching for his weapon anyways. So it's like, I'm not up in arms about them wanting to, secure his weapon in that situation. It's them killing him, right? I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Though, that said, it is sketchy. I'm and have been my whole life an advocate for the Second Amendment. I don't know about advocate. I've always support common sense, responsible gun ownership, and I probably always will. The thing is, and you're not gonna arm the citizens of our country to the point where we could take on our military. Give me a fucking break. I understand the concept and the reason why a lot of people think that was it. And who knows what the framers was in their mind, because obviously we didn't have fucking assault rifles back then, right? So they didn't know that a standing army would have such insane weapons, and also didn't know that as citizens, we would be able to obtain quite a bit of that stuff ourselves. So Ted says, did he have his gun out when they apprehended him? If he was disarmed by ICE, then shot, it's murder. Yeah, no, he didn't. He never even I mean, there's at least one pretty damning bystander video that shows that he did not make any sort of move at all towards his weapon or towards the officers. Like, he was, it's a lot of spin from the right, that, Ted, but no, he didn't. And I know you probably seen the video, brother. I appreciate you asking these questions. It's like he was they took his weapon and then shot him. And I don't really see how that works or why it would be necessary, right? Like, there's 6 or 7 agents, I've heard both those numbers, that were around him. It's like, why, once you had his firearm, why would you need to step back and shoot him? It's almost very similar to what happened with Renee Good, right? They approached her in a very aggressive manner, had the opportunity to de-escalate, but instead stepped back and fucking committed murder. It's disturbing, brother. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, and the idiots we see over there, Ted, in the fucking Chud chat, it's not like they're the brightest bunch of fucking conservatives or Republicans, or if you could even call them that, right? Maybe most of them like are, would completely fucking try to distance themselves from the Republican Party, right? They're the party of Trump, or they are MAGA or whatever, right? Like the ADF or whatever the hell it is in Germany. I probably get AFD. I'm getting it. I know I'm getting that wrong. Yeah, maybe it's AFD party. Lie to me. Won't you lie to me? Now I'm going to have an earworm. I got nothing else to do but bring that up and share it with you guys. I wish I could just fucking play a couple seconds of song here and there, but I can't even fucking do that shit anymore. I missed a fucking... I shared it in the chat. But I missed a presser by Governor Walz. Oh, I know what I wanted to mention. You guys got to save that link if you like a little bit of fucking blues. Some old Johnny Lang when he was 16 in that video. Such a good song. And you know what I really love about it is the backing vocals. Those ladies are getting it. It's very tasty. It's no wonder the dude fucking hit it big. I mean, it's just such a good fucking song. Ted asked if I've seen some videos of these ICE agents at the protest lines. A lot of them don't look very professional. No, I've seen something about, I could share that too, brother, if you give me a minute. I've seen an interview with some sort of advisor or director for ICE under President Obama. And if I can find it. Yes. Here we go. Oh, I just newly subscribed to this channel. So if you guys click this video, then you should go over and subscribe to her channel as well. Or maybe you can do it right from that video. But so this is, and it's a, I forget his name. Elliot Williams. You guys are all familiar with him, or most of you are probably familiar with him, who he is. So he was actually some sort of advisor or assistant director of ICE. Some sort, I forget what he said, civil and appointee or something, but yeah. So he gives a breakdown on how shitty things kind of were. And look, I wish we were there. I said before, like during the fucking, candidate change too late into the 2024 campaign season, that was not, I mean, it's not like I didn't have full fucking confidence, and still would, in Harris and Walz both. But, it's not, it wasn't the fucking time to sit there and piss about little shit. And it still isn't. And it irritates the fuck out of me. And I hope, maybe, that that comes out. Like that folks are able to kind of read that, and anybody wants to ask me immediately, like, well, what is it that you think, is really kind of hurting us with the Dem party? It's like, well, maybe they're not progressive enough, but that's all going to be debatable between Dems. And that's the problem, or that is a problem that I think we have on the left, is that, America has, again, and I don't know where. It would be a good question, I think, good thing for me to look up or look into is, when did we, at what point did we stop progressing, right? With, was the civil rights era in the 60s, was that where once, black folks got the right to vote, was that all of a sudden then we started like the big win or something? And we start, like, maybe you could even go back to slavery being abolished. And did we have a period after that where we continued to move more to the right, up into building up into the fucking, I guess 20s, right? And then possibly the stock market crash had some effect on that as well. Because, obviously abolishing slavery would have been a pinnacle and in some way. So, but then after hitting that peak, then where else do you go, right? And so, because they weren't going to give black folks the right to vote right then, obviously, women didn't even have the right to vote then. Or hell, who knows? I can't keep some of this shit straight. I don't know if it was ever illegal for women to be landowners in the U.S., but I know it was very rare way back when, right? So, do we keep doing this slow roller coaster thing? Probably. And I mean, are we hopefully becoming more progressive over long periods of time? That I don't know about, because it's like, how do you, sure, we don't have slavery anymore, and sure, we don't, black folks and women are still, minorities are still are able to vote, and let's hope that never changes. I don't see it happening, but a lot of, I'm 55 years old. I'm not a boomer, but I was raised with really, my aunts and uncles are just a handful of years older than me, like two aunts, two uncles. My mom's younger brothers and sisters were closer in age to me. And so two of them would have been still in the Gen X category, and the older two in the boomer category, but on the very young end of it compared to my mom, who was also a boomer. It's, you know, and I've always said that most Americans are conservatives in their household anyways, right? Like, you just are, because we're not wealthy. We're the middle class, the lower middle class, the poor. So we live we live way more conservatively than the fucking GOP does in Congress, right? Jay says they hired all the Proud Boys, Boogaloo, 3%ers, and Hell's Angels with those $50K bonuses. No background checks for ICE's expansion because it takes a special kind of person to do ethnic cleansing for cash. Yeah, there was something, I've been watching a lot of shit, Jay, on, I seen somebody going to an ICE recruitment fair, I guess it would have been. And they were, if you met some requirements, they would literally do a drug test you right there, and then you would have to hear back for your background check. But they interviewed a couple of the people, asking them why they wanted to be ICE agents and all, and it's like, yeah, not higher in the best we have to offer, that's for sure. Yeah, Jay says that's why we haven't heard a peep from them this year. No background checks for fascists. Right. Dude, I thought about, like, I didn't click it, but I even seen one. Somebody said they applied for ICE. That was not genuine about taking the job. Just trying. I thought about that shit, but there's no way in hell, like, they would fucking be looking me up in an instant, right, dude? Yeah, I don't think so, TV. We've seen your fucking YouTube channel. That's discrimination, right? Wouldn't it be discrimination against me if it was they didn't hire me because I'm a fucking lib? Cocksuckers. I don't know what to say or do. Fucking pissy about that shit. Yo. Woke check, yep. And be like, this guy has too much basic knowledge of our fucking laws and the Constitution and his civil rights. Dude, but think, Jay, like, seriously, I know we probably have, like, a lot of fucking just young fellas out there 25 and under that are applying and getting hired by ICE that have way too active of testosterone glands, right? That are just fucking balls out wanting to shoot up shit. But man, a lot of them have, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, thankfully, there isn't that many. Like, we see the fucking hotheads in the White House chat, too, right? Like the tough guys like Tide and Ragey and fucking Boring Balls and Chaos, whoever, right? We know that whole group that I named, and all of them, they don't have what it takes to fucking stand up for their convictions. And probably, I'm assuming deep down inside, most of them know what's going on. It's complete fucking bullshit. I don't know how they get their rocks off on this stuff, but I still have to believe that most of them know that it's twisted, and they just don't care because they hate fucking women, and they hate brown people, and they hate liberals. They're self-loathing. They don't have any happiness or any sort of content with what they've accomplished in life, I guess. And it's like, I don't think you have to, and maybe that's the personality defect, right? Like they've just allowed society, social pressure to fucking, they multiplied and manifested the social pressure so much that maybe they feel like they have to be some sort of great thing. And so they just want to be part of whatever fucking huge big thing they can, or coattail they can ride on, even if it's completely against everything that they really do understand and have grown up and knowing and learning about America. But yeah, I don't know, but these kids out there, brother, these youngsters, I have to believe that more than half of them getting up in that shit. You know what, Jay, what if there was like a newbie, a 23-year-old, 22-year-old in that squad that fucking was part of murdering Alex Preddy, right? Even the veterans, Jay, it's like, I say this a lot, and I hope, like, you guys will, you'll really think of it in the way that I do. Like, I only have one perspective, so no matter how hard we try, and is what I'm saying is, even though some shit's clearly immoral and just plain fucked up to us, I try to understand that I'm still only one person, and I'm not saying that it'll ever make it right, that people just don't have the same concept or moral compass that really just most humans are naturally born with. But, like, I have to think even some of these veteran law enforcement, Customs Border Patrol, ICE agents, I think someone like Jonathan Ross probably didn't affect him at all. Fucking just cold blood murder, right? Like, I mean, that whole situation was that dude's defective human being. But like these other agents, like with Alex Preddy, I wonder, like, it's very hard for me to believe that they aren't a little bit disappointed in themselves. And I know that's a shitty word. It's like, they can't show, like, they have choices to make now. What do they do? Even if it bothers them, do they say, hey, this, of course they're not going to admit anything that's going to get their ass put in prison, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I've never been put in a situation that I had to, where I later on was able to be thankful that it didn't go some other way, right? Yeah, Jay says they have masks for a reason. The whole thing is very hard for most of us. Like, I feel like I relate to most 80% of the fucking country in this way. I hope it's way more than that. It's like our soldiers going into war, right? Like going into Afghanistan, going into Iraq. How I always want to believe that not one of them is happy about having to fucking take someone out, even in a situation where it really is about saving their own lives, right? Which we know is not the case on the streets here in our country right now. But you see, that's the thing that I'm talking about. It's like these kids are ill-trained, as Jay says, kids. They're not all kids. Maybe mentally. I mean, I don't know what kind of world you had to grow up in to see what's going on in the news and in the streets and think, I want to be a part of that. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I know it's not funny. It's that insane. It's like, but it's really happening so it's not funny. It's just, yeah, that's how fucking ridiculous it is, you know. Looking at that shit and go, that's what I want to do. I want to fucking strong arm people who have been in our country paying taxes, paying Social Security, don't get to fucking file for taxes, don't get to fucking claim Social Security because they just have a work visa or whatever it is, right? Or they're documented, they have a work permit, but they're not legal status yet. They're not illegal status. They just have not had their asylum hearings completed. So, you know, a lot of fucking dipshits on the right don't understand that either, that there's so many, you know, I don't know about so many, there's a handful of levels of being a legal citizen or being here legally, right? Human, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. Human being in the house. That's what we needed. Another fucking human, real human being in here. Human says, we're innocent of that obvious street execution, and everyone who disagrees is a paid terrorist. I'm beyond sick of this shit. Is that the latest quote from Gnome or something, or DHS, brother? I mean, her fucking presser yesterday was about as gross as it gets. Again, in quotes, so I'm assuming this is an official statement from either the administration, DHS, Gnome. We're innocent of the obvious street execution, and everyone who disagrees is oh, mate, I got you there. Yeah, I know. All right, I read it better, brother. Yeah. She might as well have just came out and said that, right? Yeah, I feel you. It is. You're right. It is the attitude, 100%. Jay says Gen Z is officially the first generation with less mental capacity than the one that came before it, since we have been measuring. I am well, especially Jay and Human, you guys know, you've been around. I have it, and I guess it could have been just an easy, like back when I started saying that Trump will declare martial law or invoke the Insurrection Act. You know, it might have sounded like far left, just fucking going wild, saying bullshit. And yeah, I get a little obnoxious or sarcastic with some shit. That wouldn't, when I did say that, I wasn't being that way at all. And I was completely wrong about the timeline, because I thought it would have happened right by now. I almost thought it would have happened immediately, but I guess I didn't think it through. And from the Trump administration's point of view, where you want to time these things out, and why is because immediately doing something wouldn't have gained them anything, right? There was nothing that they needed to have in the majority in the House and all that good stuff. There are no elections coming up immediately, you know, or at least for 2 years from the point he took office, that there was any need to be any more hasty than they are now. So I might have been wrong on the timeline, but it's still going to happen, and there's no preparing for it, is there, you guys? Even those of us who know that we have to be, like, expect the worst now. Absolutely. I mean, not now. For most of us, we've been there. We've been expecting even though we expect the worst, a lot of shit's still surprise. I mean, we're not going to be able to know how all this shit's gonna go down, and so I don't know how we prepare for it, but I guess be aware that it's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. Trump is not going to allow, if he is still in office, and I don't know, what do you guys think? And obviously we're fucking, most of us are just fucking moderate, liberals, right? For the most part, even where we, some of us might be a little more progressive than others, it's a majority of what we, our take on stuff is very moderate, I think, and that's why I was saying earlier, like, just because we all generally live a conservative lifestyle financially, right, in our home, so it's not like most of us are out, whatever, doing all kinds of really fun stuff anymore. Free love, Vince. So I don't know. I don't know how, if what you guys think about, like, is there any chance that Vance, or, there's any sort of inside Trump administration type of coup where they 25th him? I mean, they have to be weighing for sure, right? And I haven't thought about this until just now, that they have to be weighing. Do they make a move and get rid of Trump and try and appeal to the American people like this was too far, this isn't at all what we wanted to see happen? Or do they stick with him, hoping that the damage they know is happening isn't enough to fuck up their next election, dreams or whatever? There's just no way. Who was it? I love Rick Wilson, you guys. He's fucking honest shit, man. And I love more, as much as anything, that he's a lifetime Republican. And, but he said, or maybe it was that, Mark, what's his name? He does the, Democracy Docket. States run the elections how they want to. The only thing that the federal government controls is general elections with the time, with the date that it, time frame or whatever that that the election has to take place. Obviously, you guys know that the management of elections and, the details of how it's ran and all that does vary a little bit, obviously, from state to state. From only being able to vote for the party you're registered to, an open ballot. So that made me feel comfortable, but that those guys said that there's no way Trump is going to be able to stop the election, because that could only come that like election changes to how we hold our elections can only come from Congress. We're never going to get any sort of vote through to unify or uniformly do the general election before, or our elections before, not general election, but before these midterms. I'm still not, I mean, like, I guess there's a few different ways it could go. Like, Trump just says, I mean, we're not counting votes from the fucking because again, you guys got to think who's certifying these votes and all this shit. Even though he wouldn't be able to seize voting machines because we see what, I'm assuming because you're going to end up having, like in Minnesota, the governor calling up the National Guard to defend the people of Minnesota, Trump not being able to annex or, commandeer the fucking National Guard in any given state. It's a fucking mess. I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a big guardrail that we do have. Like, I'm concerned about how it's going to go down when he invokes the Insurrection Act. And also, I've been thinking that it'll probably be like in spotty, right? Like, we're going to see maybe civil rights or possibly curfews being hammered down in certain cities, right? Or that's what Trump would try, and it didn't. Now my brain's just going and going. I had heard a few times from Mayor Fry of Minneapolis that they have about 600 Minneapolis police officers. And there's 3,000. And I had heard both numbers a few times, but I didn't really put them together. It's like they have literally, what would that be, you guys? Like fucking almost 6 times the number of Minneapolis PD. There's almost 6 times that many ICE agents in the city right now. How do you deal with that? Bring out the National Guard. Yeah, Mark Elias. Thanks, Jim. Gloria, what's up? And Jim, cheers to you. Human says, next time I go back to the Muppet Channel, I'll ask them if there's anything ICE could do, then spin the story what they wouldn't defend. Right. Human, stop deleting your messages, brother. Nobody's judging. You're going to judge it here. Jay says, yesterday, DHS Nome told Minnesota that they would take ICE out of the state if they gave them the state's voting data. Yeah, that was actually a letter sent by Bondi, Jay. That's what I was going to yap about a minute ago, but I get fucking sidetracked like no other. Yeah, so Bondi sent a letter almost immediately after the murder of Alex Preddy, saying that like 3 demands, and I can't remember what they all were, but turning over the voter roll was one of them. And it's like, how in the fuck does giving you the information, and you guys know the backstory, right? Like they were fucking trying to get the voter roll a few months ago or whatever. And I'll be honest, I can't remember why the Trump administration wanted that, other than it's probably, immediately, and the soft punch is that they want to see if there's some way they can gerrymander the districts. So yeah, I guess that, complete extortion, like the fucking peace will be restored to Minneapolis if you just turn over the voter rolls. Jim says, pretty sure different family, Human. Elias is smart as hell and radio would be great. Yeah. Jim must have caught one of Human's comments before he dirked him. Yeah, it is, Jay. It's extortion. It's fucking veiled extortion, right? Not even all that veiled. Jim says, let us in the jails, give us fraud data in quotations, and yeah, complete voter roll. again, you guys, nothing shocks me from this administration. My concern is Trump. Immediate concerns are, number one, Trump invoking the Insurrection Act or declaring martial law, because obviously that's going to amp up how many people are hurt and killed by our federal government, and that sucks. But I don't feel it's out of our hands. It's out. I seen this fucking idiot streamer. God, these people piss me off. Absolutely looked my age. Small channel, right around the same size as ours, like 2,000 subs or something. Felt like he was trying to be a fence rider. He had that Matt Morse idiot up in the corner of his stream. He said something about him, and I'm like, that guy is a complete fucking fascist. And he's like, and I was new there to this stream, right? But maybe, whatever. He was trying to be diplomatic because he's got a fucking tiny ass channel. It's like, I got a tiny ass channel, but I'm not afraid to fucking put my fucking balls on the desk when I do these fucking streams. But I guess you got to have balls if you want to fucking put them on the desk. I mean, I've given up on it. I've wanted to fucking sit there and just annihilate these people, some of the shit that they say, like bring it on my stream and tear them up, because it makes me sick. It's like, get your fucking shit together, dude. He was just fucking clearly riding the fence because he wanted people to fucking not dislike him. It's like, you want to be respected? Be real. You know what I mean? You got a lot of fucking issues if you're too afraid to say what you think because you're worried someone's going to fucking tell you you're a fuck stick. Are you kidding me? So this fucking idiot says, you know, I'm not against protesting, but if these people would just go home for like a day, and then before they know it, ICE would be in there and out of there in a couple hours. And I'm like, my head just like I am now. I just wanted to fucking punch myself in the fucking face. So fucking hard. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, are you kidding me? Yeah, we should just go ahead and let them fucking do their illegal fucking bidding, and everything would be fine. And mind our own business. Don't worry about the fucking little Jewish girl next door being fucking dragged out of her house because she's a little fucking Jewish girl. Or the little black girl as it is nowadays, or the brown girl as it is nowadays here in America, right? Just fucking pull your shades down if you're a fucking white man, and they'll be gone. Like, you hear a little bit of fucking screaming, and then before you know it, it'll be over. The house will be fucking taken over and sold to a white family, and holy shit. How do these motherfuckers have any fucking buddy, even on the right? How can you fucking respect that shit? Jesus fucking Christ. That's one stupid fucking moment of about 10 or 15 minutes in a day nowadays, right? If you're spending too much time online like I might be at times. Yeah, criminal enterprise run by morons. He learned his crime from TV. Gloria says, whose channel are you talking about? I can't even remember because I wasn't going to fucking sub to that dick. I'm not sure if I did or not. Like, he was, man, that's why I even told him, I'm like, yeah, I'm just feeling you guys out. And I was okay. Like, you could tell his mods were just like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know that I'll be able to find it, Gloria. I don't know that I want to. I'm trying to fucking rack my brain to remember what the channel name was, but that's probably not going to happen. I'd have to go through some hell with my history probably because my YouTube never stops running. I mean, and I've thought about that. Like, I could just be a dick and fucking totally fucking send. I could just be fucking lighting his ass up, and it's just like, why? I'm scrolling through my history a minute, so I might get. The dude pissed me off, as you guys see. It's like, I'm just fucking like, I'm not the fucking most manliest fucking man in the world. You know, but how hard is it to, you know what I think too? And it's like, I brought this up before on a stream, like, I have fucking questioned, like, what kind of courage I have. I hope we all have. But it's like, you know, when you're not a piece of shit, when shit happens and it's primal instinct, the way you react, right? Fight or flight. You automatically know what's worth fighting for and what isn't. Here we go. No. Yeah. Here we go. Wolfman rant. And yeah, looks like he gained about probably 100, 200 subscribers since the shit yesterday. Let's see if that stream posted. Looks like he's changed the title because he was calling it a fucking riot. And even as one of his mods who was from Australia, like that, this dude's clearly a fucking noob. But all you got to do is be a fucking Trump bootlicker and you'll have fucking people swarming your channel. Yeah, I think he removed it. He's got one fucking stream from one day ago. Okay, let's see, maybe. Okay, this could be the stream. He changed the title, which is fine, whatever. He has the comments turned off, so that sucks. Otherwise, you guys would be able to scroll through and see what I fucking said to him, question him about, and hear him react, right? That's some fucking pussy-ass shit, you guys. That's what fucking pisses me off. It's like, why are you... These motherfuckers that are constantly fucking editing their live streams, turning their fucking chat replay off, that's a crock of fucking shit. That's coward shit right there. Anyways, there's the link to his channel. You guys can go give him hell. Human says, I was AFK, but I'm back now. Hey, Jay, what if Bondi was doing the Super Bowl halftime show? Would MAGA boycott that? What do you mean doing the Super Bowl? What do you mean by doing? Look, if it was fucking worth it, I would refer to men as fucking dumb sluts like that, too. I don't know that Bondi's a dumb slut. I'm sure she has potential. Fuck these people. See, damn it. Oh, yeah. Human says that's a 3-hour tour. Yeah, it could be a 3-hour stream. But Just throwing it up there. Just another fucking dick shit. These smaller fucking, like, God, it just drives me nuts, you guys. You can see it does. I just think, I mean, it's not just that, dude. It's like every fucking week I can run into some fucking white guy my age that is trying to come off as, you know, moderate in some way, and they just eventually get to where they're fucking sticking their tongue up Trump's ass. I don't fucking. These are the people calling themselves alphas as they submit to a fucking 80-year-old guy with dementia. I meant, what the fuck did both teams have? Right. But don't. If this is staying updated properly, it looks like Seattle has the ball in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes and 12 seconds left. They are up 31-27. Rams are out of timeouts. Looks like that Seattle is probably going to have this game wrapped up. What do you think, you old fuckers? Is it our time? Generation X took a lot of shit for just fucking, you know, we were the last generation to grow up completely analog and then live our whole adult life digitally. Human? Jay? I know you guys are, Ted, I know you guys are much more peaceful than I am. I mean, I'm not unpeaceful. You guys know that. You know what I'm saying? When is our time? Because if we wait too long, I guess we got to wait for Trump to make that next move, right? I love Putin said a while back, he's like, said one of his buddies who might be a little bit paranoid, said, ask him, what are you going to do if Trump declares martial law or invokes the Insurrection Act? And Putin says, I'm going to go outside. And so I guess that's what we're waiting for. At the end of the, you know, I just don't want to not be ready mentally and emotionally, right? Like, you guys know I'm never fucking, like Human said, man, let's hope that somehow this can all of a sudden start to fucking de-escalate really fast. For whatever the reason, who gives a fuck? Let's hope that somehow we can see a noticeable change and calmness. And for fuck's sake, Jim accused me the other day of being way, way, way too fucking optimistic, I think it was. But I feel like I am like, I don't know if it's being a pessimist or just fucking, you know, calculating all the bullshit that we've seen. I mean, it just seems like it's unavoidable that we're going to have to take some sort of more stern, much larger stance in the near future. I don't know. I know even having those thoughts is putting that energy out there, and I don't want to fucking do that. I know that, like, folks going out and protesting it's not it's not fucking reality that they are giving Trump, or that any of us protesting in whatever way we do is giving Trump reason to fucking hammer down. But that's what they're saying. And so people going out and protesting are going to be fucking hurt, and it sucks, and we know it. But we've all always said you don't fucking back down to a bully, you know? So that means getting hurt, possibly. You know, some of us, it's very hard to, you know, because we're peaceful people. That's why it's very hard, I guess, because we much rather say, look, isn't there any other way we can fucking stop this nonsense without fucking giving up our rights or fucking caving to a bunch of shit, a bunch of unconstitutional bullshit. B says this all sucks ass. It does. It does, B, but you know what? We all know what we're going to do. We don't have any choice. I mean, we just don't have any choice but to keep pushing back as hard as we can, as legally or within the law, period. And when Trump starts violating each one of our individual rights, then we have to make choices as individuals. And he's not going to just be picking us out one at a time. It's going to be coming all at once, right? Humans on a mission tonight. He says, what if Bad Bondi sucks 2,000 asses at halftime? That I would pay to watch. Human says, by the way. 1,400% price reduction, right. So if it was a $50 pay-per-view and you got a 1,400% discount, you're doing fine, human. Keep it up, brother. I probably have to do a BRB. I've almost been at this for an hour and a half. I can't believe it, considering I was just like, just get on and yap and spend an hour. You know, you guys are always fucking so good about coming by when I'm not on cam and mic and just hanging out and chat a little bit here and there and whatever, and just making your presence felt. $650 minus the original $50. Awesome. That's a 1,400% discount. 1,400% Bad Bondi discount. Man, who's the I don't know if any of you guys do watch Lincoln Square or Rick Wilson. I don't know if it's called Enemy List or whatever, but he always has Stuart, I can't remember his name. But if you watch him, you guys know who I'm talking about. He says he's, very familiar with Bondi from years back. Just always, because they're conservative. They're fucking, that whole crew from the Lincoln Project is, longtime Republicans. All right, if you guys hang around, I'll see you in a minute, because I am going to be back. So if you do, awesome. If you don't, I appreciate you coming by and hanging out and yapping with me, but my old man bladder is fucking screaming at me. So I'll be right back real quick. All right, I made it back. As quick as I possibly could, I guess, for the most part. What do we have scheduled for this week, you guys? Any stupid fucking... We had the whole Davos... Jesus Christ. I mean, it's like so many... Not, I guess that it's a bad excuse, so many people report on the shit, but it's like... Some of the stuff, it's like, what can I add? Am I going to fucking remind everybody? Am I going to be the 100,000th fucking YouTuber to... remind people that Trump went to Davos and fucking started attacking fucking literally he's gonna fucking prosecute Democrats because he lost 2020. I mean, he's telling the world that shit. Just so much of these fucking steaming piles just get like we're just fucking in search for the biggest one, and the next one's always bigger than the last. Trump says it's too late to stop the White House ballroom construction and lawsuit, amid lawsuit. How is that? So, I don't even know where we're at. That's something else.
Confidently live your life.
That is something else that
Online.
I've actually been a little bit
McAfee helps you monitor the dark web for your email addresses.
gotten a little ahead of
Credit card
myself
numbers.
on is the ballroom.
much-
Like,
Biggest and most respected oil and gas executives in the world to the White House. It's an honor to be with them. We have many others that were not able to get in. I said if we had a ballroom, we'd have over 1,000 people. Everybody wanted.
oh, this was during the. Says Trump pauses high stakes oil meeting to check out ballroom Yeah, that was fucked up. Did you guys see it? Man, I'm probably getting fucking shit for sharing this. We'll see. Hang on. It was I had watched part of that meeting with the oil executives, but I hadn't seen the part where he got up and walked to the doorway where the ballroom that will lead into the ballroom, but right now it goes outside. It was fucked. It's just, and it's not that dramatic, but it's like wrong audio. There we go. It's not that dramatic, but he fucking totally. It's just bonkers. Anyways, I'm going to play it. Maybe I'll leave the captions on because the volume is really low for whatever reason.
Industry was that big. I never knew you had that many people in your industry. But here we are. And if you, in fact, if you look, come to think of it, wow, I got to look at this myself. But today I'm delighted.
I wish I could get the... Hold on. I'm going to try and get the... I got to try and get the fucking volume. Up on this for you guys.
To welcome almost 24 of the biggest and most respected oil and gas executives in the world to the White House. It's an honor to be with them. We have many others that were not able to get in. I said if we had a ballroom, we'd have over 1,000 people. Everybody wanted. I never knew your industry was that big. I never knew you had that many people in your industry. But here we are. And if you're, in fact,
See, just so much. That's why it's hard to pay attention to all this shit, right? Like, it's just so much fucking bonkers. He thought that they didn't have. He was surprised to hear they had 1,000 people in the fucking oil industry. What a fucking
if you look,
Jack.
come to think of it, well, I got to look at this myself. Wow. What a view. This is the door to the ballroom. What a joke.
Oh, man.
But I think we might as well do it. If the fake news would like to go back and take a look, you can, but you'll see a very big,
Hold on. I have to fucking screenshot that.
unusual time to look.
Oh, man. Oh, what a fucking mess. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, I'll have to screenshot it some other time.
But I figure we might as well do it. If the fake news would like to go back and take a
Oh.
look, you can, but you'll see a very big foundation that's moving. We're ahead of schedule in the ballroom and under budget. It's going to be, I don't
Well,
think
a
there'll be
good
anything
laugh,
like
a true good laugh, it definitely helps, but Jesus fucking Christ. All right, I was just clicking on Jessica Palma-Dessa went live again. Maybe I'll see if I can get her up beside me. You guys are all making Human feel bad. I feel like he's probably sitting there going, Jesus Christ, I killed chat. Even though it's still got a couple people watching. I'm going to hang tight. I'm going to get rid of these a second so I can bring up that Minneapolis live stream a second beside me.
At Ancestry.
Don't need the volume. All right. I had to bring that volume down a little bit. I can hear it. You guys can't. I could put it up a little bit of drum action in the background. Let me know if it gets annoying. So we missed it. She was just showing a lot of unfortunate graffiti on the business windows there, which sucks because these businesses shuttered for the general strike, but on their own, right, in support of protests against the fascist police state. Did I ask you guys to hit the thumbs up or down, share with those you love, those you don't, and subscribe and ring the all bell if you haven't? I'm bringing everything I think is relevant to you guys whenever I can. And I certainly appreciate all you fucking hardcore friends and YouTube family that always that make it so I know that no matter what, I'm not going to be talking to myself for very long. So I don't know why they're outside of this hotel. Probably some indication of ICE agents staying there. Is my guess. I had to comment on this the other night. They were out in front of a hotel in Minneapolis the night before Vance was actually staying there. I think he came for some sort of fucking pro-choice thing or something, or not pro-choice, pro-life thing. Gloria asks, did I see the part where Rubio passed him a note to remind Trump to quit rambling? Get the fuck out of here. How could he even have the balls to do that? All right, there is some fucking music in the background too, so I'm cutting all that audio. Gloria, I've seriously wondered how they deal with it. Is there any pushback at all, or anybody at all? Like, just little stuff like that. Like someone reminding Trump, hey, reel it back in, get back on fucking track, get back on topic, right? But that's like with his getting up, like, Trump knows that, like, these oil executives, they are actually smart, well-educated, experienced individuals. I am not praising them because they don't necessarily have much of a fucking moral compass. And I can fucking refer you back to the fucking American oil execs, CEOs, hearing with Congress a couple years ago, where they basically just fucking snubbed their nose at every fucking legitimate question that Congress posed. But Trump knows that these people are fucking 10 times more, like, he's just a fucking clown. So that's how he deals with that shit. Like, he was so out of his fucking comfort zone that he had to get up and project his, greatness, his authority, just any sort of distraction from the fucking, any way to distract himself and somehow change the dynamic of the mood in the room, right? By getting up and going to fucking stare out a window at a ballroom that isn't there, and fingers crossed won't ever be there. Right? It'll just get fucking delayed. And then hopefully we'll have a Democrat president in 29 that will rebuild the East Wing, modernized, whatever the case may be. But no ballrooms. Reliolo says the March for Smurfs, LOL, No, because it works to distract from the codifying of the fuckery. Theo is delighted. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what you... I mean, I fucking go on from one thing to the next, Relio. So I'm not sure what you're referring to when you said no because it works to distract from the codifying of the fuckery. If you meant Trump getting up and fucking wandering aimlessly and going off into fucking La La Land about his fucking absolutely fuck. Is there anything more disgusting and like fucking gluttonous than the fucking ballroom? Theo is delighted. Yeah, well, you know, one of our fucking brothers said the other day that let's hope we can fucking figure this out before. I mean, I don't know. I just, even Trumpism, like, I feel like there's a lot of the Trumpers, once Trump isn't on the ticket, that a lot of that MAGA fucking nonsense shit goes away. Even though, like, there's just no way in hell all of them are going to stay on board with Vance. They don't even fucking like, nobody likes Vance, for fuck's sake, right? Like, I really feel like the primary for in 2028 for the GOP candidate is going to be, should be very, very fun to watch. Seriously fun. Like, it's weird. You know, they're going to fucking, somebody's going to challenge Vance, right? They're not just going to fucking endorse him. I can't even, that's how, you know, unfortunately, I hadn't followed politics until the last 10 years or so. And so I don't know what the history of that is. Like, what kind of fucking support like George H.W. would have got after Reagan and et cetera. Jim says, I'd like someone to propose a no gold filigree shit act. Am I reading that right? It's Lolo, real Lolo, that the donors don't care if Trump is nuts. Yeah, well, sure, because they're elite, right? Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, like the whole MAGA fucking base is really just, you know, the full spectrum, right, Lolo? We'll just call you Lolo from now on. Hang on. All right, what the fuck? I guess I can't fucking skip this ad. That's a drag. All right, whatever. Jessica be getting her fucking ad rev on. All right, so, yeah, the spectrum of fucking Trump supporters is fucking far and wide in the sense of, you know, financial status or income status at level and education, right? Social status. But it's all the, you know, yeah, the elites are you know, they're just going to, but a lot of them aren't very happy with Trump's, obviously his tariff fucking nonsense. That's not helping these American corporations rip more people off, right? Yeah, right on. No, I caught you, brother or sister. But it won't matter what they want. Greg Phillips is in charge of election integrity. Vance is Theo's guy. This is already set. Yeah, I agree 100% that Theo is going to, if Vance gets in, like, I just don't see it happening. But look at the world we live in. So I don't discount anything. I don't think, you know, I'm a man of a lover of science, and I look out into the universe and think, yeah, there's all kinds of possible shit out there, right? And so Vance becoming president isn't impossible. It seems absolutely ridiculous, but none of us, not a motherfucker, thought we would be where we are. So for sure, if Vance gets in, Thiel is running the presidency, is in charge of the Oval Office. I don't understand any of that dynamic because I can't be bought. At least I haven't been able to be. Like, I could just never. Even though maybe it was a fairly weak example, you know, I talked about it with the last job I had, that I just could not fucking compromise. And I'm no saint, but I couldn't compromise who I am to fucking, because of money, right? Because of a slack position or any of that shit. Anyways, apparently, obviously, there are a lot of people that have no problem selling their souls. I don't know. I don't think we can change those people. I don't give a fuck about changing them. Thiel would be the real threat. Like, he is driving all this fucking, a lot of this. I don't know if people realize that Thiel is the fucking foundation for these ICE raids, like the police states, the police surveillance state, right? Or surveillance police state, however you want to fucking word it. It's that's all Thiel. And it's, again, because of all the fucking piles of bullshit that get fucking laid down every day by Trump, the administration, his cabinet members. It's not small fish, but there's just so much other shit that's like eating up the headlines, and maybe that's, you know, like an unplanned perk or just frosting on the cake for the Trump administration, that very few people are paying attention to everything Thiel is doing to fucking hammer down on Americans. Like, we are electric eye. Big Brother hasn't stopped watching for a while, and he's, you know, able to see more and more. All right, Lolo says, I'm proud of Minnesota. Good night, y'all. Thanks for the cover. Yeah, thanks for coming by. I hope we see you again soon. I appreciate it. It's always cool to have new folks come in and say hi, because, look, I get it. I get a lot of shit about being some fucking extreme liberal, you know, woke kook, and that's just not the case. So it's always, it's hard to get, I feel like, because we don't pull no bullshit here. I got a big mouth. I get a little bit fucking right to the point. I don't have the largest vocabulary, so, yeah, we don't get a lot of attention because it just kind of say it how it is, and people don't care for that. They want right or left. They want fucking drama, and I can't. It's not in me. I mean, I am dramatic enough, don't you guys think, or animated enough? Gloria says it was funny TV because Trump then read it out loud. He said Greenland. It was right after he sat down from walking to his ballroom. Jim says healthcare costs are exploding, the economy is stagnant at best, and geopolitical conflicts are exploding. Still, priority one, we need a national ballroom. Stable genius. Well, Jim, I think, you know, how can I compare it? What can I compare it to that's completely just as builds false patriotism? I don't know. Pamela, welcome to the stream. Pam from Sparkle Squad. Cool. Good. I guess we're getting out to a few people. Apparently YouTube doesn't hate us that much. Or too bad, awfully bad. Lolo's Lounge. I'm going to sub to Lolo. And I'll be back to check out some stuff later. Oh, that is weird. Sorry, I'm a nosy bastard. I always have to go check out anybody's channel that piques my curiosity. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm just here to fucking meet people and take in other views. I mean, that's how we fucking expand our minds, is by, you know, I think the best thing is to go out into the world and yap with people face to face, because it takes down that barrier. It eliminates that, well, it almost demands that you now see this person as an individual when you get a chance to talk to them face to face. And so even though I don't get to see you guys' body language and hear your voice inflections and see your beautiful mug, you get to see my body language, voice inflections, and ugly mug. And that's the best I can do. But I think it's important. I don't expect anybody to fucking listen to me for more than 15 seconds if they do decide to click a stream, but when you do, hopefully, thankfully, you're someone that's at least trying to have an open mind and give someone a chance. Again, I don't expect to change anybody's mind here. I am here. I do this because I just love talking with folks and being reminded that I'm just one person with one take on things, and one person that wants to be a better person wherever I can be, and I have all kinds of room to grow. I'm absolutely sure of it. Random, what's up, brother? Random roulette in the house. Oh, awesome. Pamela says that Lolo is definitely worth subbing to. She's active in the streets. Awesome. Well, I am, and I hit the all bell, so I'm going to go back and check out you guys' channel some more. So is Lolo documenting some of the protests? And I don't mean to be too nosy or anything. I don't know where you guys are located. TV is in fucking Winter Wonderland, West Michigan. Oh, Random says you want some traffic, put the word Minnesota and protest in your title. Yeah. Like yesterday, Random, I don't know when the last time you've been by, but fucking YouTube automatically restricted my stream yesterday to 18 and older. But I did say something about ICE murdering someone, I think, in the title originally. And then I changed up the title, but it may have been too late. Could have been the fucking, I mean, just running protest streams doesn't usually get me restricted. It hasn't happened a lot, but probably 6, 7, 8 times. Maybe over the years I've had YouTube change my settings to 18 and over. Out in California, right on. Peg, what's up? Cheers to you. Jim says these motherfuckers want to be pretend soldiers. Here's your real tent. Good luck. Yeah. Random asked if I seen the Northern Lights last week. I did not, but I didn't look either. We did have some really clear nights too, like when it first started getting chilly. Is that going to go down? Jim, I just caught your other comment. Jim says WWE live from the White House. I think I just threw up in my mouth. So the WWE is a wrestling thing, a big-time wrestling thing. I actually went and watched a live big-time wrestling thing when I was 14-ish, so around 1984. Yeah, going way back. But we all knew it was yeah. Are they waiting for that? Is that going to be an outside event, or does the ballroom have to be completed before that goes down? Can you imagine? That would be fucking funny. That would top the fucking, that would be the cherry on the fucking cake, right? A fucking big time wrestling event inside the ballroom. I'm hoping like how the ballroom doesn't get built. I mean, the problem is that if the ballroom does end up getting built, which I'm still a solid 50-50 that it won't, could happen, won't happen. So I'm not like just trying to kid myself into believing it won't get built. I don't know how much construction is even going on there, if any. I do not know. But I know that it's already been delayed or prolonged longer than it was supposed to be. Like they should already be farther along, supposedly. But yeah, I'm just hoping it does. What a disgusting thing. I mean, I think I lost my thought too. But yeah, Random, I don't know if we've talked about it before. We have pretty good. We were lucky enough to get really good views of the Northern Lights at least a few times a year. But normally the best for us is in late fall. Oh, Jim says, actually, I think I'm wrong. It's MMA on July 4th. Nothing celebrate. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I don't, Jim, it's like that's the little shit, right? But it does irritate us for good reason because it's a disgrace. It's disgraceful. It's lowbrow. And I'm not trying to beat up on fucking big time wrestler, whatever. They're entertainers. I don't have much respect for the fans who are just hardcore fans. Like, I don't know if you guys, some of you that go into the White House chat are familiar with the Garrett chatter. Jesus fucking Christ, that dude. It's like, how fucking old are you? Because you never hear him say this is entertainment. In the sense that maybe you'll hear him say it's entertainment. You'll never hear him or read him saying that it's fucking fake, though it is scripted. They'll just go, Oh, you think they're not really getting their bodies pounded? Yeah, they're really getting their bodies pounded, but it's scripted. Yeah. Bread and circuses, Jim, but pretty soon we won't have any bread. It'll just be circuses. Bread and circuses, right? Isn't that how Caesar tamed the fucking masses? And then at some point, when there's no bread and there's only circuses, yeah, things have to change quick. Random says, well, last week was a record-setting geomagnetic storm. People in Florida were able to see them. Right on. I believe you, brother. I have to admit, I don't go out looking at the sky all that often. The northern lights are awesome. Aurora Borealis. Fucking global warming, Random. Or the fucking, the chuds are all fucking heated up about the plasma burst from the sun. Jim says, did my Uncle Bob, who I never met, die to defend MMA? The White House? Pretty sure no. Yeah, I know. It's... Jim, you've heard me talk about my fucking aunt. I don't know what the... I have lots to say. Jay says, White House got bad press from ending the life of a VA ICU nurse. Yeah. Oh, he worked for the Veterans Administration? I did not know that part. I knew he was a nurse. Yeah, particularly lying about it. Yeah, I think we all see is all this is doing is confirming and solidifying where the ignorant stand, right? The fucking hamburger hill that they're gonna die on, Jay. I think that we all know it's not anything. It's not a mystery. It's not brand new news that they don't give a fuck that it's a fucking goddamn... It's surreal. I don't know what... I don't have a large... It pisses me off. I need to get my shit together at 55 and go back to school or something because I just don't have the words to explain sometimes what a fucking shit show this is. It's just... I have no way to explain how fucking surreal... just fucking... complete scripted, fiction. It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't have the words. Random says, for someone who likes the abstract and psychedelics, I'm surprised you don't go outside and look up once in a while. It's fucking cold out there, dude. God damn it. Is Random fucking riding me tonight? I hardly ever see the mother brother, and then he's got to come in here fucking poking at my buttons. Random, I want a fucking... But we have... I'm out in the country, but we do have a street light, like, about at my neighbor's driveway, which is, I don't know, a couple hundred feet from my driveway. But I would like to have a fucking camera go up and back of me, which is face west towards the Lake Michigan. Outside that would so I could just project the image inside to watch the stars at night. But yeah, I almost need to be a little... There's just still got idiots around here with their fucking porch lights on all night and shit. Otherwise, I would watch the sky a lot, brother, but I'd be looking for UFOs. No, I know. Yeah, not all year. Jay says his weapon was on the small of his back. Illegal concealed carry, right? He never touched it while they were giving him the beatdown. Yeah, they fucking took it from him and then executed him. It's like, if the 6 of you pricks managed to get him subdued enough to get his firearm, how would you need to step back and shoot? It's just, Jay, I don't know if you were still here. I know you came in early. It was literally very, very similar to the Renee Good execution or murder, right? Like, it was, they had time to, and I understand that in those situations, shit is happening quick, but when they had 6 of them, I doubt they felt anywhere near as, urgent as it did for the victim. And the same with Renee Good. If that Jonathan Ross, the fucking fascist murderer, who will stand charges, you guys, will face charges in Minnesota at some point. Just, I know it sucks. It's because it's, justice is slow, but most of the time it comes. And Jonathan Ross will face murder charges in Minnesota eventually. Thankfully, there is no statute of limitations on that, so it will come. It's going to be a while yet, but it will come. So it was with Jonathan Ross and the execution murder of Renee Good, having his phone in one hand, being able to maneuver out of the way of the car, and then there was just, once he was clear, there was just absolutely no reason. Did you guys, I've hardly watched this shit because it's not that I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about trying to go to town for myself, being sure that it doesn't take much attention to see what happened. I'm surprised he didn't get his fucking ass kicked by his fellow ICE agents. You guys know what I mean? I haven't watched that shit over and over. I only seen clips, watching some other commentator share it and dissect it. It's like, you could clearly see at least 2 other ICE agents that were on the side of the car while Jonathan Ross was in front of it. They were like, I can't believe he didn't fucking shoot one of his own co-workers. Yeah, that's nothing but fucking, it's just bullshit. So anyway, I see it as those things, 2 incidents, very, very similar. Like they were out of harm's way. And, though that shit happens very, very fast, our brains also work even faster, obviously, because we're able to fucking manage those kinds of situations. And it's instinct. And to have the instinct to just up and murder someone when you're already out of harm's way is something to behold. Random says you don't look for UFOs, they look for you. Now you're making me a little bit depressed, Random. Why are the aliens not wanting to yap at someone like me? Jay says they struck him the first time and his hands went up. Then they tackled him in a dog pile. One agent was beating him in the head, right? I heard that either with a gun or a canister. And an agent called gun, and another one disarmed him and left him with the firearm. Another one disarmed him and left him with a firearm. And then they, yeah, I know they removed his gun before murdering him, which is, says it all, right? Yeah. That was it for Jessica Palmadessa. I appreciate you, girl. I know you probably never fucking ever know who TV is, but that's all right. I appreciate you. She doesn't give people shit who are sharing her streams in honesty, so. All right, you guys. I'm probably Peg says, who took his phone? Like Jonathan Ross's phone? He volunteered it, which was weird. I don't know if that's what you're asking about, but yeah, it was odd that they released that, to be honest with you, Peg, because it's not like that would have been, I would assume that it would not have been required for him to turn that over, and other than being subpoenaed in some sort of court case, right? I mean, obviously DHS could have requested that he turn that over, but they're not any help. Oh, the recent one? Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about Alex Preddy's phone being taken. I don't know. Yeah, I've not heard anything in regards to that. All right, you guys, I gotta fuck off. Or I'm gonna fuck off. I appreciate you. I do. Thanks for everybody just coming in and yapping, and always being so graceful and listening to my fucking non-stop fucking shit and rants and whatever else, right? I do appreciate you. Mrs. V, appreciate you for keeping me occupied. Your time really is important. I mean that. Like, this isn't some big channel, and you know, I'm just always put back by how fucking informed and educated and, you know, humbled the chatters that we have are. So thank you. It really warmed my heart tonight to see more new folks come by. So thank you. I will see you soon, all right? Just keep in mind, I'm not a fearmonger. I'm not telling you the sky is falling. I'm telling you there's a damn good chance of it falling under the Trump administration. I don't know where the cutoff point is. I don't know when we've waited too long. You know, I sit there and ask this question to myself every fucking day, you guys. And the last thing I want to ever do is put the wrong idea in someone's head and, you know, make them worry or act, you know, before they should in some sort of way. The shit storm is coming. It just is. I see it every fucking day. The most humble, responsible fucking people out there telling us the shit storm's coming. They are not trying to fucking fearmonger. I'm not trying to fearmonger. The shit storm is coming, though. And you have to decide, I guess, for yourself. You just have to be pull yourself away from all the bullshit and opinions of everybody else, including me, and just look at what Trump has told you he's going to do and what he's doing. I don't have an answer for myself. I don't have an answer for you guys, but don't stop asking yourself, where does all this change to where we just, we're fighting for our constitutional republic, right? Stay strong. I'll see you soon, all right? I appreciate you. Be good. Peace and love. TV2 out. Just in case, 'cause we'll always be friends. And I found what I was looking for all of this time. And it was always right here in front of my eyes. I finally found it. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found what I was looking for. What I was looking for. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. Said I finally found what I was looking for. She looked at me and said we had fun. Now don't you ever call me again. I'll be around just in case. We'll always be friends. You and I've been down this road too many times. The answer's always been right here in front of my eyes. Said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found what I was looking for. She said I finally found it. She said I finally found it. Said I finally found